running independently, so I have a studio manager there. In any ways, what I did notice when we were all diversifying, figuring out how to get online and what to do, I know that a lot of people chose Zoom, where you were teaching your classes live to your clients, and they, had Zoom work, so they'd have to log in and join your class. I chose to do it on a different way, so I use a platform, and there's loads of different ones. I use a platform called Kajabi, and I actually pre-film the class. I quickly edit it using iMovie. I can put a little bit of music to the class and a little bit of writing at the start and the end of the class. So then my clients can go ahead and log in whenever it suits them and run the class for themselves. It just means that nobody has to be on the same schedule that I'm on, and also I can do what's called batch create. So on days where I'm not super busy, I might teach 4 or 5 classes and film them, and then the next day I might do the editing, and then every week I'm posting 3 classes a week for my clients to watch. Now, the way that this has worked so well for me means that I've got this little side hustle of these online classes running, and now I've been running them for since the start of April, so I don't know how many weeks that is, but there's 3 classes a week. So now people can still join this platform, I call it the Pilates Lounge, they can still join that, and they're going to start at day 1. So they're still going to have all of these weeks, right? And then the people that have been with me from day 1, they now have this fantastic established library of classes that they get to go back to and practice whenever they want. So basically people pay a monthly subscription, and then as long as they continue to pay that monthly subscription, then they have access to the library of classes which are drip fed to them each week. It's the option that I chose because I see this as a fantastic opportunity as a long game for my studio. Now, when we've gone back to the studio, I didn't really know what was going to happen, right? I kind of thought, oh, well, maybe the studio will open, and because most of the people that came online with me, I thought maybe they're all going to go back to the studio, and I'm going to have to really hustle hard to get some new online clients. But that hasn't happened at all. I've only lost a total, so far we've been open for a whole month at the studio, and I've only lost a total of 5 online students. Partly because we have now been letting our studio students know that the Pilates Lounge is really important for their ongoing homework. So where this whole COVID debacle could have been a real bummer for our workplace. In fact, it's allowed me to diversify and add on more value to the work that we already do. So I'm about to start teaching, so I'm just going to take you with me. I've just got to press play on my, or record on my camera. So I'll just give you the first few minutes of how I set up. I normally do, when I'm doing a video, say my class is, say it's 40 minutes long, I will only film maybe 2 or 3 exercises, and then I just really quickly press stop on the record. I use an SLR camera, and I'm going to show you this after the class. I'll stop that record, and then I'll just press record again. What happens then is I have these little clips, so it'll be a 40-minute class, but it's broken down into maybe 5-minute clips. So when I go to editing the class, it makes it super easy just to grab those clips. I put all those clips into my iMovie editor, or any movie editor would be the same, and they're really easy to use. And then I can, if I need to change that clip at all, then I can do that instead of having a full 40 minutes that I've got to try and find the bit that I might have messed up, you know what I mean? Because sometimes I might get my words messed up, or I'm working from home, so my child might come home from school and slam the door or something like that. So I can go back into those little clips and really easily edit that, right? That's very, very important, and it's something that I learned very early on, just letting you know. In any case, I'm going to press record. I'm going to start the class, so you'll hear me introduce myself to my students, and then I'll do a couple of exercises just to see so that you can see how I roll. And then after this, I'm going to take you on a sneak peek behind the scenes of my home studio. Hang on one sec. Beep beep, testing. Beep beep. Okay, I'm coming back. All right, so this is recording now, right? But I'm going to be able to go back and edit it. It's really easy. So I'm just going to introduce myself to my class and then we're going to get moving. Hi, I'm Katie Crane. Welcome to the Pilates Lounge. This week, we're going to be playing around on your wall at home. So you're going to need clean feet, especially if you've got a white wall. And I just like to set my mat up so that I can lay on something. You don't need to lay on a mat, so by all means, if you're cool without it, that's fine as well. So we're going to start down on our back in a minute. Now the reason that I'm using the wall in these first few exercises is a few of you have been saying that when you're going into your bridge, you're finding that you're really tight in some sections of your back and you really struggle on getting that individual articulation through the spine. So by popping my feet on the wall, this is going to help you be able to improve on that articulation, and then you can start to bring your feet back down lower to the floor, right? So this is going to be a fantastic little class for you to practice in between our long classes. So this is one of our short videos. This is one of those videos that's going to get you better at practicing through the long videos, right? So let's jump down on your back. Finding your neutral spine, so you know where that is now. So find a comfortable spot that you can see that when my feet are set up, my feet are a little bit higher than my knees. In that when I look at my feet on the wall, so lift your head just for a moment and do that, my toes or the top of my forefoot is definitely higher than my knees. That's really important, and sometimes you'll hear me say the same thing if we're standing in a lunge position. You'll hear me say the same thing when I look over my knees, I can see my toes. That's to help keep the pressure out of my knees when I'm standing in a lunge. On here, it's going to help me get better connection through the back of my legs or my hamstrings. Now remember, when the back of my legs or my hamstrings are working well, then I'm getting better core connection, so those guys have to work together in it as a team. Okay, laying down, get comfortable, hands down to your sides. My feet are in my magic position, about the same width as my headlights, straight down to my knees, and then my second to big toe. Take a deep inhale here, and exhale, just relax your body into the mat. We're going to take 4 deep breaths, so take another deep breath. Deep inhale. As you exhale, let your head be heavy into the mat and your shoulders as well. Take a deep inhale. As you exhale, allow for your pelvis just to sink heavy into the mat whilst maintaining a neutral body shape. Take a deep inhale, and on your next exhale, I want you to plant your feet into the wall and get a sense that you're about to drag your heels down the wall without actually moving them. So I'm pushing my feet in and getting a sense that I'm dragging my heels down. You will feel when you get that drag of your heels down, something happens through the back of your legs. So that's called your hamstrings. Take a deep inhale here, and on your next exhale, as you drag your heels down, but don't move them, just get that concept, you're going to start to peel away one piece of your spine at a time until you're rolling up to wherever it's comfortable for you, that you're not in your neck and shoulders. Once you're there, take a deep inhale. I'm still getting that pull of my heels, and exhale, re-imprint vertebra by vertebra all the way down. Use your breath to come down. Feel that low mid-back imprint one piece of your spine at a time until you come back to your natural spine. We're going to do 3 more here. Take an inhale at the bottom. Exhale, connect through the heels, feet heavy into the wall. Roll on up.
So you'll really feel it on the way down. If you have tightness, and most of us will feel that tightness through the lower back, through the lumbar spine. When you get that tightness and you struggle with the articulation when your feet are on the floor, now can't you feel how there's better individual connection through the vertebra on the way down when my feet are on the wall? Now, if you cannot bring yourself to put your feet on the wall, and I can tell you now, my grandma would be turning in her grave, you could totally just put your feet on, on the end of your lounge, on the end of your couch or something, right? Now, while I'm up here, this is what I want you to focus on. My heels are pulling down. That really activates my hamstrings and my glutes. My knees are pushing out towards the wall, and my arms are strong into the floor. Take a deep inhale here. And exhale, re-imprint, keep that connection through the heels. That really helps with that hamstring work. All the way down. Beautiful. We're going to do one more. Take an inhale, find your neutral. Exhale, peel away. Heels, knees, arms are strong. Going up to where you're comfortable, that is not too neck and shouldery for you, so I'm probably just sitting on my shoulder blades. Take a deep inhale at the top and exhale, re-imprint. Piece by piece, all the way down. Find that neutral. Beautiful. We're going to go one again, but we're going to change it up this time. Rolling up. Arms are strong, they're going to help me now. If I push energy out through the knee that's closest to you, my opposite hip drops. And then I'm going to scoop that hip back up to the ceiling. I'm pushing out through the knee away from you. This hip now drops, and then I scoop back up. I'm going to continue with this movement, just for a couple. It's almost like a figure 8 through my hips. Keep that connection through your feet. And now we're going to slowly roll back down, vertebra by vertebra, whilst I keep doing this beautiful figure 8. Now what happens if I'm a little bit tight in my back, this really starts to work out that tightness. Check in on your feet, they're still active. That feels so good, we're going to do one more. Find your neutral, take a deep inhale at the bottom. And exhale, peel away. Feet, knees, arms are strong. Take a deep inhale at the top. Pushing out through the knee to drop the hip. Push out through the knee to drop the hip. So you just check in on yourself that you're not just dropping the hip for the sake of dropping the hip, right? You have to lead with the knee. Good, you're about halfway down, so stick to my tempo. All the way to the bottom. Beautiful. Find your neutral. How good does that feel? Okay, so that just gives you a quick little idea, right? So now I can go ahead and press stop on the recording, and then I can jump back in and say if I wanted to swap positions, then nobody has to watch me, as I fumble around and swap positions. In my editing, I can make that a really nice smooth transition. So I'm going to be back in a little while because I have to finish filming this class, but I'm going to come back in a little while and give you a little sneak peek of my home studio. Okay, I hope to see you soon. See you later.